We on air. We're on air to the thousands of people watching.
We are on a few. I didn't get the notification for it though.
No, it appears in few minutes.
Oh,
Thought so.
okay.
You're lagging a little bit on for me.
Okay, wait a minute.
Hey there. Ready for people watching? So,
Testing.
yeah, now it's better. At least the
Alright.
sound of the mic.
What, the lagging's still there?
No, but just it sounds better.
Okay, good. Yeah, I switched mics.
Yeah. Good. Alright. We do the intro now.
Wait until it, like, wait, has it sent to everyone that we're live?
I mean, there are people already watching.
Okay, well, yeah, it's sent.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright,
Alright.
do the intro.
Alright. Flipping cables. Flipping cables. Alright. So, we are back in HOR F1 side. There's already F2. It went how it went. Now we are for F1. John says, Nano, you're too hot.
Who said that?
John.
John?
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, we are for F1. Drilla. Okay, it's Drilla. I don't know. Why do you have John?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, whatever.
that's his. Oh wait, no, I'm not even gonna say that. Yeah, that's just Driller.
So yeah, we are here at Austria for with F1 now, as was earlier F2, but we're now with F1. Show quality, of course, 50% race, and the track is known for its lack of corners, with only 10, and well, maybe actual corners like 6 of them, like where you need to actually but then as well with the track limits, it's very easy to get track limit warnings, penalties, and as well you need to be careful with the pit entry. Nano needs to become full-time commentator, can't hack the racing without cheating and bumping. Wishjam2 said. Wishjam2 said.
Come off it, mate. Come off it.
Yeah. But apparently it is supposed to be a full grader with no reserves being used. Apparently. They're still only joking.
Wait, I'm gonna load up. I'm gonna load up Twitch so I can see the comments as well.
Yeah. I mean, I can literally see them pop up on my side. But yeah,
Okay.
we have already here Rob, Matt in the Red Bulls, Ferrari, Trilla, and then Wave. Nano gonna be F1 soon. The same guy. Cesoi in the Merc. Okay, I'm not good. Amir's always being racist, I swear. Okay. In the Mercedes, there's still one guy to join. Alpine, we have Wizzy Boy and Gabby. McLaren, TLW, and Zinc. Alfa Romeo, F1 Kid. Yeah, there's still another driver to join. Then Aston Martin, we have Galley, and then our championship leader DC, who has come off from winning France, and third race in a row for him as a win. Haas, we have Dorwezi and Chimp. AlphaTauri, there's only JSM at the moment, and then Williams, we have Younger Boy, and then Chesney Riss. Let me just pop up the Standings.
They asked. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the comments. But they asked, who do you have for the win? I mean, there's
Who do I have for the win? Isn't it
trick
obvious?
question. Yeah, trick question. Who do you have for the win?
I mean, the dominance of DC has to end at some point, but I don't think it's gonna end here. I think it's still gonna be DC winning here in Austria. I don't care that I'm boring too much.
Oh,
Like
don't
Bulgarian.
ignore him. Ignore him. Ignore him.
I'm
Ignore that
blood.
guy. Ignore that guy.
Blood. I'm not even Bulgarian.
Ignore that guy. Ignore that guy.
Thoughts on Drilla? Depends. I mean, I don't know.
Driller's pretty quick. For F1, he's pretty quick. He's had 2 DNFs, but when he hasn't DNF'd, he got 8 points. So that's pretty good for F1, definitely.
Drivers' Championship, DC is leading the championship with 76 points. F1 Kid second with 43 points, and 1 point behind him is Zinc with 42. So Nikolai in 4th with 23, Chimp 5th with 21, Younger Boy with 20 points, then ASR Matt with 18, JCM 16, Dylan as well with 16, and then Galley finishes off the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship with 12 points. And then in the Constructors, it's of course Aston Martin leading the Constructors' Championship by 40 points over Alfa Romeo, who have 48 points. McLaren being carried by Zing at the moment, so pretty much only Zing has scored points. AlphaTauri 39 points, Ferrari 27, with Haas as well 27, Williams 25 points, Red Bull 14 points, Red Bull 24 points, Alpine 14 points, and then Mercedes dead last with only 10 points in the championship, of course. Of course. You were supposed to talk about the incidents that happened last race.
Yes,
in France.
I will talk about them now. Wizzy Boy got a 5-second and 2 penalty points. Cesoi got 5 seconds and 2 penalty points in the sprint. TLWWFC got 2 penalty points. The Bar Tsunami got 2 penalty points. ASR Matt got 3 seconds and 1 penalty point. And another 3 seconds and 1 penalty points for ASR Matt. Bar Tsunami retires on track, and that's 4 penalty points. And 2 penalty points for ASR Matt for no POV. Same 1 penalty point for Bar Tsunami, the same reason, and 1 penalty point for TLWWFC for no POV. We have 1 quali ban, I think. Let me see who it is. We have 2. ASR Matt and the Bar Tsunami. Well, the Bar Tsunami's not here because he also has a race ban, but ASR Matt has a quali ban.
Already a race ban, and it's round 4. God damn.
Yeah, F1's way cleaner. F1's way cleaner.
What do you guys think about the new
F2.
F2 drive taking the 5 laps by Storm Wungness? I literally don't know. I don't watch F2.
You don't know about Wongus 23, but ignore that.
I don't know.
Who do you have for pole? Who do you have for pole?
For pole, I'll have F1 Kid.
I think it's Zinc.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it's Zinc.
And I feel like F1 Kid has the qualifiers, but then I don't know, from the races that I've seen him, which is basically 2, Saudi and then France, I feel like he has the quali pace, but then he just kind of a little bit lacks the race pace to challenge with DC.
Cesoi,
yeah. Or might be just that DC doesn't have great quali pace, but then he just absolutely smashes everyone in the race pace. It could be as well that. I mean, to be fair, it goes either way.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, they're already Drivers coming out. There as well, drivers contending for the Inter Championship, whatever you want to call it. Tarwizi on the Inters, Wave on the Inters, TLW on the Inters, Chimp, Matt, Gabby, and an F1 Kid as well on the Inters. But of course, we have the rest are on the softs. For example, Drilla, Dylan, as Wave has gone off in turn 3. Interestingly, I mean, no grip, I guess, and as well, Gabby in the same spot, going off track. Ironically, maybe there's no grip on those tires a little bit, but we have Wizzy Boy starting his flying lap, going into turn 1, braking just on the 100-meter wall. You don't want to cut that yellow sausage curb on the inside because that will unsettle your car, and then going up the hill into turn 2 and then going to be braking into turn 3 on the 100-meter wall, hitting the apex. And then on the exit of the corner, very nicely indeed. Deer is open for the second time in the qualifying, or technically third. Down a hill to turn 4, braking nicely into the apex. With ABS, it is a little bit tricky braking there, but still making through. Turn 5 and then into turn 6. You don't want to touch that curb on the inside, and then into turn 7 and 8. Sector 244.927. And then heading into the 2 final corners here, he can really mess up his time as Matt has retired in the pits. Oh yeah, he had that quali ban. Wizzy Boy through turn 9 and into the final corner very nicely on the limits with the track limits. And then Wizzy Boy coming across the line 104.321, and Cernicla immediately smashes that lap time half a second faster, 103.805. Drilla third, 104.536. You.
Yeah. For God's sake. Who's on the lap?
A Red Bull. Rob.
Wait, which Red Bull? Rob.
Well, he was. Apparently, I don't know.
He was. Cesoi goes fastest. 103.5. It smashes Nikolai's time of a 103.8. I mean, we just have to wait for Zinc. I'm waiting for Zinc because I feel like he has like a good chance of getting pole here, because he is like really good in the qualifying. He's always been very good.
Yeah, he has always been. But we'll see.
We will, yes.
At the moment, F1 Kid is the fastest driver to be from the F1 Inter-Tire Championship by 29 thousandths out of Chimp. Younger Boy going in third, 104.260. There's going to be an
Good lap
SML.
from Josh.
Yeah, very good lap. Or a decent one. Are there any reserves racing? No, there are none. There are none. All of drivers are full-time drivers.
Nearly a full grid, yeah. Nearly a full grid.
Nearly.
Really good attendance F1 is having.
Maybe open up a F3. See, if there's so many people. No, I mean if it's really just the owners' things. I'm just and that. I don't know. I'm just an entertainer trying to do something. Something to entertain, I guess. I don't know. Gabby is gonna be starting his flying lap. There's as well, of course, a few others that are on their flying laps. Dylan passed through the first sector, 16.057. Who?
Wide and one from Gabby.
Did you went on the sausage crabs on the exit?
No, he was just really wide through the first. Turn 3 is alright. Turn 3 is good. Turn 3 is good. Heading on that final straight. I think. I don't know, but that turn 1, that was really shaky from him. But it is just his what is it? It's the slow lap. It's not the fast lap. You know, it's not your second run. So I don't think it will matter that much.
Yeah.
But he's keeping it. It's like, oh no. He rides that curb. He has a little moment through the second sector there. But again, it is just a slow lap. I feel like if he pulls it through on the fast lap, it'll all be good. And he keeps it. That's not an invalidation. Okay.
Jesus. Nearly invalidates there, and then a crossing line.
Yeah.
104.4.
But all
so
pretty good. That's still alright considering he had a little slide and he was wide in turn 1.
Yeah.
That's alright.
Yeah. With Jay, no, there isn't 2 races because there would have been OSQ and not show quali. So no, there is not a sprint. It's a normal weekend until like what, round 7, round 6 is gonna be, whatever the track is.
I haven't really kept up with the sprints on the F1 calendar.
No, it's somewhere like around 6, round 7 probably there. No one at the moment on a really lap as Tessa has invalidated his. Dylan has already made his. Galley is on a flying lap. He bring by 1.5 tenths to the first sector already, going on to the 15. So most likely can promote it to F1 from F2. I don't flipping know. I don't watch F2. Maybe they're flipping the guy who's gonna win the championship. That's such a baby. That's
focus on the lap. Focus on the lap. Focus on the lap. Focus on the lap.
Yeah, Galley going through turn 6, passes his teammate, and he's 2 tenths up through the second sector, and now to the 2 final corners, turn 9 and 10. Here again, he could lose or gain everything in here. Or mainly lose everything. He doesn't lose everything as he didn't invalidate. Coming across the line, goes P5, 104.089, and I didn't see how much did he improve because this guy is commenting everything. I mean,
it's okay. Just don't ignore it. Ignore it. Don't let it interrupt.
I mean, I can't see the delta that he. How much did he improve by?
If you want, I can tell you.
Yeah. You can tell me then. Alright, DC. Well, I guess he's improving because he has got apparently, or technically at his point, then purple first sector, you could say at this point. Wave.
Ooh.
Is he gonna be with his time? He goes P3, 103.776. So Ferrari's looking very nicely indeed in the qualifying at the moment. DC down on his time by 26 thousandths through the second sector.
He had a little slide through turn 4.
Yeah, and then
slide through turn 4.
Yeah, and then to the 2 final corners, just on the limit. And he has gone off, and he has abandoned his lap. I'm messing up with my words, but turn 9 was on the exit day. Was on the fucking limit. With the track limits, like really, and then turn 10 he just kind of a little bit messed up there, and he has abandoned his lap.
Something to watch out for. Zink's on his out lap right now.
Yeah, but he is only into turn 3, so he's not gonna be on a flying lap soon. Rob coming across the line shortly. And he goes P13, 104.942. Kind of high number. Those flipping. Yes, Clipsy. Nano is commentating. Yes, Nano is commentating. Coming.
Whoa! Can't say that. You can't say that.
Sorry, Josh. Sorry, Josh. But yeah, I guess Gabby is improving by 2.5 tenths. Okay, I might need to turn off the flipping chat.
Yeah, I'll respond to the comments if they're important. As Zink starts his lap, I'll respond to the comments if they're important. Don't worry.
Yeah,
you focus on the lap.
Yeah, Gabby has messed up his lap. But Zink is on his first flying lap through the first corner. He has already invalidated!
Oh, go!
Already invalidated! That's early!
I have all my money on you! I have all my money on you!
Yeah, that's not great from Zink. What kind of accent is that? Wizzy, no, he's gonna be going into the pits. Then who can be on a flying lap? I think Chimp is now on a flying lap, coming across the line, and he goes P6, 103.936 from Chimp. The last race pole sitter for the sprint, surprisingly he was. Cesoi then is going to be crossing the line shortly, exiting the final corner, and then coming across the line. He goes P7, 103.951, 1,000th of a second ahead of F1 Kid. The gaps are incredibly close between the drivers in the midfield. In the midfield, it's crazy. I mean, on a racetrack where there are actual 7 corners, it is kind of impossible to really gain any much time. Similar to Brazil, Zink through the first corner hasn't made the same mistake like he did last lap, going up the hill into turn 2 and then breaking into turn 3 now. 16.057. That's not the, I would say. What the hell's going on?
Bendem.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Zink going through to... he has gone on the curb, and the second sector is for 44.752. It's not looking like Zink is gonna be close to DC, I think. Going through turn 9 and then going into turn 10. Hasn't invalidated, but it's not gonna be close to DC. It is P5 103.884, but it's 3.5 tenths slower than DC. DC showing who is the boss here. Wave though is gonna be crossing the line, and he stays third. He did improve, but he stays third behind his teammate Drilla. Then Sir Nikolai is gonna be exiting the final corner, crossing line. He goes P2, 103.669. Nano said to me 1 second, so he will be in, well, hopefully soon. One of the Williamsons has crossed the line, like maybe Yenga. No, it was Chesney who probably started his flying lap. Gali is going to be starting his flying lap. Wizzy Boy is here, so it's Gabby who is going to be starting his flying lap. Is anyone actually on a flying lap? Hold on. I mean, of course, Gali is on a flying lap now. No, he isn't, because he's not going full power. Yenga Boy, of course, is going to be on a lap. Chesney is on a flying lap. Gabby is, of course, going to be on a flying lap now. But since Chesney is further up ahead, I'm going to be following him as he goes on to the curb on the inside of turn 6. Massive mistake from him. And he has spun around in turn 6, of course. And, well, that's a lap gone. I'll be now following Gali, since he's the furthest one. No, he's not on a lap. Yenga Boy, I guess. I'll be following him. Going into turn 6. Hopefully he doesn't do the same mistake. No, he doesn't. And then Nano has left the party. Through turn 7 and 8. Very nicely indeed. Most importantly, he hasn't invalidated, but he's staying quite to the inside. And he's going into the pits. Beauty. Gali is going to be starting his flying lap. Gabby, what is he? Oh, he has invalidated his lap, so... And the next one as well, so that's double oof for him. The only driver who is on a flying lap is Darwizzy. It doesn't even look like it, because he's 2 seconds down, so it's Gali the only one who is on a flying lap, but... He's 1.5 tenths up, down on his lap, so it's not. I mean, it's not a great start to his lap, of course. Next into turn 4, and then into turn 5, and then into turn 6. The Alpine lets him through. That's Gabby. Second sector, is it going to be any improvement? Yes, it is improving by now. Up to 600 improvement on his lap. Let's see if he can find more time through this third sector aggressively into turn 9, and then he needs to go aggressive into turn 10. Of course, so aggressive, nearly invalidating, and he goes P6, 103.900. He had to go aggressive, and with that aggressive strategy, he has made it up into P6. But because drivers behind him are so close behind him, with times, he might actually drop out from P6 and go and fall out even further down. Chimp apparently is on a flying lap. And across the line, where's he gonna go? He's gonna go P5, 103.788. This is gonna be the time where people are gonna be starting or finishing their flying laps, as there's an Alfa Romeo. That's Dylan is starting his lap, I believe. No, has finished his lap, stays 11th. There is a door. Where's he? Oh, he has broken his front wing, so he's gonna be out of this qualifying. Yeah, go straight into the wall. That's easy done. TLW, oh Jesus, these drivers who are on their flying laps do not have it easy. As Drilla hasn't validated his. Gabby has retired. There's one of the... it's so hard to say who is on a flying lap and who isn't. I'll just watch F1 Kid for now with his flying lap, since he's the first one to be actually on a flying lap from this bunch of people. F1 Kid into turn 3. He's improving, but only 37 thousandths. See if he can gain a little bit more through sector 3. Cesoi has started his flying lap. Is there anyone who's gonna jump up? I don't think anyone is gonna jump up. So everyone at the moment is on the flying lap besides DC, who is gonna be now starting his flying lap, and then Sonic soon should be starting. And he should, because it is 14 seconds left. F1 Kid, where's he gonna be? I mean, 1.5 cents up through the second sector. Ooh, almost loses it in turn 8. If you just go wrong with your tire there, you can actually lose it. Chimp has finished his. F1 Kid aggressively through the 2 final corners. And where's he gonna go? F1 Kid is gonna go P2, 103.657. Behind, Chesney stays 14th. Behind then, Galley stays 8th. Red Bull Rob stays 17th. TLW goes up into P16. Zinc, where's he gonna be? But there's as well the Ferraris. Drilla hasn't validated his wave through the 2 final corners, but there's Zinc ahead of him. Wizzy goes up into P4. Zinc stays 7th. Wave stays 6th. DC, what is his lap gonna be? He's improving through the second sector, and is he gonna improve on his lap? Yes, he does, by 0.2 of a second, and improves his lap. The gap rises to 0.3 of a second faster than F1 Kid, but Sir Nikolai goes ahead of F1 Kid, and he goes up to P2. But still, the gap between DC and Sir Nikolai is 1.5 tenths. And it is DC on pole position once again in this season. This time here in Austria, showing his pace, and it's a Italian 1 and 2 for the grid slots. The first row, Italians. Mamma mia, pizza intensifies. You want to talk a little bit? The grid.
Yeah, I'm back. I have to go, but
Oh.
I mean, I was completely wrong. I had to go for a bit, but I'm back now. But I was completely wrong. Zinc, he's usually very good, and a 1 minute 3.7. That's really good. But you usually see him around the front, or like P1 usually. Bad qualifying session from him, but I'm sure he'll do something good in the race.
Bounce back.
Apart from that, Nikolai P2, that's really good. And I think I saw, I don't know, who was P3?
F1 Kid.
F1 Kid, well, yeah, obviously really good for him. That's where he wants to be. He, top 3, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, Wizzy Boy 4,
Obviously,
Drilla P5.
obviously.
Wave 6, Zinc 7th, Chimp 8th, Galley P9, Tessa rounds off the top 10, Yinga P11, JCM 12, the Dylan 13, Chesney 14, the Gabby P15, TLW 16, Dorbuzy 17, the Rob 18th, and Acermat 19th. So the Red Bull lockout at the back.
Oh, sorry. I will say, really good from Wave. As P6 in this this season's for F1 is really competitive. P6 from him, that's good, really good.
Mm. Now we're just waiting for the lights to go out. And then 36 laps of racing, and here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights are gonna be out, and now away we go. Here in Austria, DC gets a very good start off the line, clears Nikolai far from turn 1. Behind there are little scraps, a little bit of contact, of course. There are gonna be contacts, but nothing major happens. DC still stays in P1, although Sir Nikolai has closed in. Behind, they're going 3 wide between the Ferrari, McLaren, and Drilla Zink, and F1 Kid, who has dropped down to P6. Horrible start from F1 Kid on the hard combat of tires, compared to DC, who is as well on the hards. But he got a very good start of the line. Cesoi is up to P8. Young Boy has dropped down to P12. Chimp has dropped down to P9, Wave has dropped down to P7, Zinc up into P5, but of course on those mediums, Wizzy Boy up into P3, the F2 Championship runner-up last season is absolutely showing his pace off, what he's worth here in F1. He's absolutely having a thrill of a season compared to his championship rival last season, and the championship winner as well in F2 last season, who is having a horrible season at the beginning. Hello?
Ooh. I was looking at the race director, and there's only one person on 2 warnings, and that is TLWWFC. Cesoi's on 1 warning, F1 Kid, Driller Bonds, Dylan, like a few people already are on warnings for track limits. So I want to keep an eye on that. Yeah, okay. Definitely. Cesoi goes fastest, obviously. Oh wait, Nikolai!
You've missed the whole thing. You missed the whole thing.
I was on the race director.
I didn't want to cut you off. I didn't want to cut you off, but yeah.
No, you should have. Oh
right.
God.
I mean,
Nikolai going for the overtake.
Yeah, he went up the inside of turn 3, and he's having an absolute storm around here as well. Just, well, having very good pace compared to DC. The 2 Italians fighting it out in front. When the 2 Italians are fighting, you know things are gonna get serious. So Cesoi with the fastest lap, but DRS has been now enabled, and DC with that help of the DRS should easily overtake him into turn 3, although they will be playing at some point DRS chicken as Wizzy Boy looks down inside of Sir Nikolai, but he didn't want to send it there. But now he has to look from behind as Drilla tried to come back, but he didn't. So Nikolai goes down the outside of DC into turn 4, and he has made the move successful as he got the DRS on the comeback. Drilla is trying to go P3 down to P6, turn 6, around the outside, but he hasn't made it done. Wizzy Boy with that inside line had a better grip on inside, and as well the shorter distance that he had to cover. Galley has dropped down from P9 down to P16, so horrible first laps from the second Aston Martin. But yeah, Nikolai is having an having, well, an absolute amazing race at the moment, fighting with the championship leader. F1 Kid not having that. What DC or Nikolai having, as F1 Kid is fighting with Cesoi, and F1 Kid doesn't have the greatest amount of ERS as he gets now taken by Cesoi on the exit of turn 3. And as well, I think Cesoi is going to have more ERS as well. No, he has actually less than F1 Kid, but still both of them have not that much. If you compare the amount of laps that have happened, then it's not that much if you really think about it. And as well, now Dylan has dropped down out of the DRS zone, which is good, which is crucial to keep yourself in a sort of a fight for the lead, or to the front of the pack, as Darwizi picks up the first 3-second time penalty of the Grand Prix. And if everything is gonna go how I think it is, there are gonna be a lot of 3
Yep.
seconds as TLW gets
Yep.
another one. And now DC on the exit of the turn 1. Is he gonna go and try overtake Nikolai into turn 3? Yes, he is around the outside. Makes a move easy. Zinc has overtaken Drill as well. Oh, there's contact! Yeah, but he has managed to save it. And now Tessa is gonna try and overtake Drilla into turn 4. But Drilla has successfully defended himself. So Nikolai goes down inside into turn 4. On DC, and they're now side by side going into turn 5 and now turn 6, but Nikolai is on the inside and DC thinks about it a little bit more and decides to stay behind and not trying to fight this one that hardly, as there's going to be another DRS zone pretty much, well, in the nick of time. There's a whole DRS train from P1 down to P16 as there's behind. Rob has spun on the exit of turn 7 and 8, damaging his front wing as well. But back to the front, DC doesn't want to go for an overtaking into turn 1. Of course, JCM overtakes Dylan on the start-finish straight. DC, is he gonna overtake Sir Nikolai into turn 3? He's gonna go around the outside. And he is gonna go for the move, although Sir Nikolai can now send it back up the inside. DC will be a little bit eaten in here because he doesn't have the DRS. Zinc has, Wizzy Boy has, Sir Nikolai has. Well, there's a little bit of contact, I think, or maybe it's just connection issues or servers. DC still somehow in the lead. Somehow Sir Nikolai almost loses it on the exit of turn 4. There's a more contact between Nikolai and Zinc is up into P2. Sir Nikolai drops down to P4 at the moment, but still holds on around the outside of turn 7. What is this racing? Beautiful racing by these couple of drivers. Hard racing. And somehow Zinc is up into P2. Somehow DC as well kept his P1 into turn 4. I thought he's gonna be absolutely eaten by Nikolai, Zinc, and maybe Wizzy Boy. But he actually held his lead. Although, for how much longer, as Zinc has made a little bit of a mistake already in the pits, so there's going to be no safety car. Zinc doesn't send it into turn 3, but who's going to send it is Nikolai thought about it, but behind Drilla has sent it from absolutely nowhere on Wizzy Boy. But they're still somehow in harmony. Wizzy Boy tries to go for an overtake on Sir Nikolai, the two F2 rivals from last season as well. Well, lesser of a rivals that they were in a heated championship rival as Taurasi and Wizzy Boy were, but still in a sort of a championship fight as Wizzy Boy is off on the exit of turn 6, drops down to P9. Wizzy Boy has bottled this almost as hard as in Hungary last season in F2, where he could have gotten the win, but now he was in P3 or P4, and now he's now fighting the other AlphaTauri of JSTM. So the same team, but different drivers and different positions. And now if he wants, yeah,
it just went off the. Yeah, I don't know what was that, like a slider correction, but Driller can send it. Driller can. Okay, well he doesn't. I wouldn't have. I mean, maybe into turn 4. But like it's crazy.
No.
Just went straight off the track.
Yeah, facts. That's one of the Aston Martins. That's Gali spun round in turn 3. Just not having the great race, doesn't he? As there are Dylan and Yengaboy going side by side into turn 4, but Dylan on the outside has better line, better exit, and on the inside of turn 5 and then into turn 6 should be able to easily get back, and he does. Yengaboy doesn't send it into turn 7 and 8. So Dylan is staying in P12. There's a whole last DRS train, but that fighting with Dylan, Zinkel almost lost it in zone 9. Gabby gets a 3-second time penalty. Dylan as well gets a 3-second time penalty, and he doesn't have the DRS on Gabby, which is horrible news for the drivers behind, which are basically the Williamses and ASR Matt. So Nikolai is going to send it on DC into turn 3. No, he's gonna play DRS chicken in here as well. Oh, DC goes a little bit wide, I think. Or maybe that's just a normal line, but Nikolai is gonna have the DRS into turn 4. and should have an easy overtake into turn 4. Easy done, yes. And he's up to P1, back into the race lead. Worth noticing that Nikolai has around 40% of ERS compared to DC, who has almost 100% of ERS. Although as well, Nikolai had to fight a little bit with Zinc and Wizzy Boy, who is behind JSTM. So maybe Wizzy Boy not looking that great at the moment. Almost at the back of the DRS train. Oh, Nikolai goes a little bit wide in turn 10. Maybe costing him
Boy getting 3 seconds.
Yeah, he's getting 3 seconds.
Ooh.
DC looked for his braking point probably, as Nikolai doesn't have the greatest of exits of turn 1, and TLW as well 3 seconds, and DC should have an easy overtake on Sir Nikolai into turn 3. Yes, he does. Zinc tried to go for overtake as well on Sir Nikolai. He didn't. Now Sir Nikolai doesn't get a compromise exit, actually. I was going to say that he's going to get, but he didn't. And now on the outside, he should have an easy overtake into turn 4, and he does. DC lets him... Well, he doesn't let him through, but he just leaves without a fight because there's no point as much. It's only lap 10. And as well, they are benefiting each other's in here because they're on the hards. And they need to keep the medium riders behind as long as possible, because they'll be then... Well... They'll be then catching later when... Wait, what I'm trying to say? Hold on.
I don't know. Sorry.
Reset. Gali has spun on the X of turn 7 and 8, but when the medium runners are gonna pit, the hard runners are still gonna be out there for a couple of laps, which means that medium runners are gonna get an undercut, and then Sunigal and DC will need to basically catch up, play the hunter. In here, DC goes for an unusual overtake as Drillas has sent it on Zinc, but Drilla gets a horrible exit of turn 3, and Zinc stays in P3. So Sir Nikolai, deja vu from last lap. Yeah, it has happened. The same Tessa on the outside. There's contact, and then there goes Zinc. There goes Zinc, and he's dropped down to P11. He's gonna drop down to the loss to the pack. Horrible news for McLaren.
That was a very dirty move. Jeez.
I mean,
he just like, yeah.
I mean, there was as well contact between him and between Zinc and one of the Ferraris as Wave drops down to P8. And there's a spin from GSM on the exit of Falcon, and he spins around completely, and he will drop down to the back of the pack. He is gonna drop down to P14. Loads of spins on the same lap by the top runners, and here is the DRS. Well, Zinc is 5 seconds up early, and he retires. Zinc has none of it. Rage quit it, basically. Says, nah, man, fuck this. And doesn't have it at all. And this creates a good chance for DC and Nikolai to get away from the drivers behind them, because F1 Kid doesn't have the DRS on Nikolai, so they can now play team game, so they will benefit each other rather than, well, not benefit each other, of course. And F1 Kid gets a 3 second as well, so even worse news for F1 Kid. Ying are getting in 6 seconds,
yeah. He's on 6 seconds now. Yo, jeez.
Yeah, that's quick. The incident between Zinc, Tessa, and one of the Ferraris, I think it was Trilla. That'll be investigated, of course, by the FIA. I don't know, stuff happened so quickly that I didn't see what was the... I mean, I knew that there was a little bit contact between Ferrari and... Well, all three of them, basically. And Cesoi goes for a move on F1 Kid. Yep, go on.
Oh, okay, if you're okay with it.
Yeah.
I was watching it, and Tessa hits the back of Zinc. Like, that causes Zinc to kind of, like, you know...
slide around.
What do you call it? Go sideways. Yeah. And then Drilla kind of, like, because that happens, Drilla touches him a bit, and obviously that just causes him to fully go sideways, you know, fully spin out. It really, I think Tessa caused all of that. Like, that was really dirty from him. Yeah.
As in the meantime, there was an amazing battle between F1 Kid and Cesoi. Cesoi made an amazing move around the outside of turn 6. And he's up to P3. Drilla goes a little bit wide in turn 9. But this, of course, everything creates a bigger gap between Sir Nikolai and Cesoi, the two Italians. Working together as DC gets a horrible turn 1. He has lost his rear a little bit there, but of course Sir Nikolai is going to take advantage of it by not overtaking him into turn 3. F1 Kid overtakes Cesoi into turn 3. Behind no one thinking of an overtake on anyone. They're just sniffing their asses, everyone's. A little bit there, let's say that. And Cesoi goes to the inside of F1 Kid, trying to fight it. They're really fighting this. They're not letting it go, either of them. Almost deja vu from the last lap, but Cesoi makes the move done easily in turn 5. And he's up to P3. Lap 14, so pretty much we'll be soon entering the zone where the medium runners are going to be pitting. The hard runners are going to be pitting around, I don't know, lap 20, 19. Well, what strategy did you go in F2?
We did medium to hards.
And what lap did you pit?
I pitted 21. There was a safety car, so that helped out.
Wait, you were on the mediums? 21 laps?
Yeah, mediums for 21 laps. It was pretty bad. My pressures were really high as well, so I was slipping and sliding a bit.
That's kinda... You were doing more laps on the mediums than hards. What the fuck?
Wait, did I pit on lap 21? Yeah, wait. No, mediums to soft, sorry, mediums to soft.
Yeah, I was
medium to hard. Medium to soft.
I was kind of concerned, like, you were doing more laps on the mediums than on the hards, like, what?
Wait, medium to hard, yeah, it was medium to hard, I don't know what lap I pitted at, if I'm being honest, I'm just here. It was a terrible race from me,
Alright.
Oh,
Alright.
and I just wanted to say, I was looking at the race director, Cesoi is on 2 warnings, and I don't see any warnings for Nikolai, so that could be a problem later. If he does, get the 3 seconds.
Yeah, we have a first medium runner going into the pits, and that's Yinga Boy going into the pits, pitting from mediums, and of course he's going to be going into the hard combat of tires. Gabby getting another 3-second time penalty, as at the top, Cesoi is gaining on the 2 ahead, but is he going to be enough to catch up to their DRS? Of course, he's carrying around F1 Kid behind, but as well, the 2 Italians are a little bit fighting. Not that they are particularly fighting, but they are, well, maybe a little bit holding each other down, slightly only, that you don't really realize. That's of course gaining in the corners, as he, at this point, the mediums and hards should be somewhat equal. Tessa still not having the DRS to the top 2, so he'll need to either undercut them, of course. Everyone is going to be undercutting them. As WaveJ and WizzyBoy go side by side into the final corner. What is this? They have lost the DRS in front of them. Gabby overtakes Wave as well into turn 1, or at least tries to. Wave doesn't hang around the outside, and Gabby has made the move, but Wave is going to be trying to go back him into turn 2 and 3 on the inside with the DRS, but he doesn't. And Gabby has made the move successful, and he's up to P8. I don't even know why were they side by side into the final corner, as again
Nikolai got DC into turn 4, pretty simple DRS overtake.
Yeah, this has been happening the entire race, so I'm not taking that much of notice of it anymore. I'm a little bit focusing more on what's happening behind, because they're just doing the same thing as, there's a little bit of lag. Zinc has left the session, and DC and Sir were inside of each other for a little bit. I'm assuming Sir Nikolai is on the old gen, because that is not happening on the new gen, and there are some pitters at this point on. Tessa pitting, Drilla pitting, WizzyBoy pitting, WaveJ pitting, double stack by the Ferraris, which isn't great for WaveJ, because he's gonna be behind, well, of course, behind us, there's TLW spawn in turn 8, turn 7 and 8, but Wave Dre is going to be behind the two Alpines, but he's going to be further behind them than he was. He's going to be like 4 or 5 seconds behind them, as Sonic Life, of course, overtakes DC. There's a little...
Cesoi went wide, though.
Oh.
He went wide.
Oh.
He went wide, yeah, really wide on turn 3. That was really unfortunate for him.
Yeah. Cesoi is our sort of virtual leader, race leader in here, as everyone ahead hasn't pitted yet. Dylan is the only one, the only medium runner who hasn't pitted and who has started on the mediums, or at least, well, the only non-pitted medium, as there's Rob on the mediums, but, well, he has already pitted. We'll see if Dylan is going to pit. No, Dylan is not pitting. Is he going for the softs? It's going to be an interesting strategy by the Alfa Romeo, trying a little bit different. The two Italians, of course, again overtaking each other, and DC goes up to P1 into turn 2. Chimp looked a little bit on an overtake on F1 Kid, as there's a virtual full score safety car. For what? There's TLW. TLW no front wing, Rob with a front wing, but there's TLW without a front wing. He has spun around in the same corner, and this is horrible, or not great for the drivers who have just pitted, and this is great for Dylan because he's not going to lose that many positions under the safety car. Of course, you don't lose that many. You don't lose that much time in this game rather than in real life, but still, you lose a little bit of time. So this is a very good pit stop for DC and Sir Nikolai, and as well everyone who was on the hard, everyone who has stayed out basically, as well for the drivers who have who are, well, a lot behind the main pack, which is basically Galley, JSTM, Rob, TLW. Wave, pretty much everyone. And Cesoi is gonna be pitting yet? No, he hasn't. Trilla, no pit. Everyone is gonna be pitting for mediums. Well, besides Dylan, who doesn't have any other choice but to go to the hards. And DC, of course, is in the lead. Sonic Light P2, F1 Kid in P3, Chip P4, Gabby P5, I think, just about. He's in P5. Yes, he is. So the people who have pitted earlier than the safety car have lost their positions. A few positions, for example, Tessa was catching to the two Italians. Now he's behind F1 Kid, Chimp, and Gabby, and as well he's on worse tires, so they are on a back foot. And as well behind them, which is absolutely terrible for them. Either they were gonna stay out and try to make some positions, or they're gonna pit and rejoin basically as it was up. Yeah. And here we are in the boring part of the race, where there's nothing happening.
Pretty easy.
It's been like
maybe we'll have a.
You talk.
Sorry, what? Go on.
I was gonna say that's. I'm just talking the most of it, and you just appear like one lap, then on lap 8, then on lap 16, 20.
I'm really just trying not to interrupt you. That's the main thing here.
Going with the momentum, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a Grosjean 2018. You never know. A Baku 2018. You never know. There's always something that can happen.
I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be funny. It would be funny.
Yeah. Has there been anything going on in the Twitch chat?
Best to leave that alone. Yeah, don't worry about the Twitch chat. I'm gonna have a little talk with some people after.
Damn.
And yeah. No worries.
But I guess there have been a lot of comments then. A lot of people talking.
Not really. I mean, just literally, just some stuff, just some stuff. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want to hear about the blue lanyard, Chesney.
Okay. So sixth car is in his lap on lap 21. So there will be 14 laps of racing until the end of the race. DC, of course, is going to be controlling the pace under these conditions, and well, Sonic needs to have good reactions, because otherwise he's going to be in the risk of not getting the DRS, which is going to be very bad. An easy victory for DC, as the safety car is in the pits, so DC can now just go away when he wants, and he's already going just before turn 9. Sonic getting a sort of good reactions, but we are back at racing, still not green flags, now green flags, so now we are fully back at racing, and now the mid runners should be absolutely flying away from the hard runners that are, well, Wizzy almost lost it on the exit of turn 1. Now behind him there's going to be Matt sniffing his back already, looking for an overtake into turn 3, and is he going to send it? No, he isn't yet. Behind, Dylan almost looked for an overtake on Yengaboy, who's on 6 lap hold hard. Decided not to pit, I see him. ASMR trying to go for an overtake on Wizzy Boy into turn 4. Besides, almost contact on the apex, but Wizzy Boy keeping his P8 alive at the moment. Behind as well, Yengaboy keeping his P10 at the moment. Waveday is going to have to overtake these two as quickly as possible, of course. Tesla getting a 3-second time penalty, which is, of course isn't great. So Nikolai still keeping within DC's 1 second. Both of them are using ERS to get away and stay within the DRS. Or the 1 second, I should say. The gap is rising, the gap is rising. This is horrible for Nikolai. This is beautiful for DC. Because once DC gets away from, or doesn't allow Sir Nikolai to have the DRS, this is going to be absolute pleasure for him. So that he can just cruise back home to take the 4th consecutive victory in this season. And just extending his championship lead over Zinc, over F1 Kid as well, because Zinc is in, wait, hold on, no, F1 Kid is 2nd, Zinc is 3rd though with 1 point behind Kid, but still, the gap is massive between DC and Zinc. If we are talking about 3 rounds, of course, because it is like over 30 points between them, and after this race it is going to be even over 40 points, as DC is over 1 second from Sir Nikolai. Nikolai doesn't look like he's going to get the DRS, although DRS detection is there, he's going to get the DRS. Going on the exit of turn 1, he does get the DRS, just about, but he had to use everything out of his ERS, as well with the F1 Kid, so now Nikolai can a little bit relax, although he needs to close that gap down to sort of 6/10, well, close enough that he can get the DRS on the exit of turn 9, of course, where the detection zone is for the start-finish straight. The gap is now 8/10, 7/10 about behind Gabby and Chimp. Fight for P4, as behind there's Tessa spun round, yellow flags, that's yes, that's Tessa spun round. I think I saw some bits of pieces, and as well TLW going wide because of Tessa's rejoin. But yeah, the Mercedes, for the Mercedes driver from France, is not looking great. It doesn't look like that he's gonna get any more points in this season after this race. Acermat getting a 3-second time penalty. Sonic like gets the DRS again, so now he can sort of chill out. And as well, for F1 Kid, it is important to not attack yet Sir Nikolai, so that basically they will get closer to DC, so that then they can have proper battles, as with F1 Chip and Gabby fighting for P4, the same with Wizzy and Acer Matt and Drilla, who are fighting for P6 as well in turn 3. Wizzy Boy is ahead, although now Acer Matt and Drilla are going to be closing in. Acer Matt, of course, on those better mediums, is going to be very aggressive on those. and Asamat's trying to go around the outside of turn 5, and Wizzyboy just lets him through, surprisingly, and now he's in danger of getting overtaken by Drilla, but Drilla doesn't get him. Interesting strategy by Wizzyboy that he just lets Asamat through. Of course, that is gonna allow him to have DRS on Matt. But I just never seen this strategy ever being used. Have you, Nano, seen this strategy?
I think what might have happened is ASMR Matt might have caught Wizzyboy at a time when he might have been napping. That's just the theory, though. I don't really know. I don't know why he did that. Oh, says. Oh, yeah. I don't know what.
Yeah, Wizzyboy gets him back in turn 3. Although now again, Asamat is gonna have the DRS going into turn 4, and Wizzyboy is gonna defend himself with the help of the ERS a little bit. Gabby and Chimp, they've been fiercely battling as well in front of them, fighting for P4, although Gabby has 6 seconds of penalties, doesn't he? Yeah, he has 6 seconds, so pretty much this fighting for Gabby is not really sort of pointless, because he's just losing time to the drivers behind. He should work together with Chimp so that they can get away from the drivers behind, as Dylan gets a 3-second time penalty, and the two Italians, DC and Sir Nikolai, close like hell between them. JCM gets a 3-second time penalty. JCM and Chimp and Gabby go side by side into turn 1, which isn't something that you would really do. Drilla gets a 3-second time penalty. Gally gets a 3-second time penalty. Rob gets a 3-second time penalty. Jesus Christ, 3-second time penalties are a common occurrence here, as DC and Sir Nikolai going side by side on the exit of turn 3, and going into turn 4, they're still side by side. Behind F1 Kate is not close enough to send it, and Sir Nikolai goes up the inside, and he's up at the P1 in turn 4. F1 Kid's just watching this whole thing behind. He just needs to get away from Chimp. This whole battling between Chimp and Gabby, of course, helps a lot for F1 Kid. Doesn't help Gabby because now Wizzyboy has a DRS, although to be fair, they're Alpine teammates. So I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather be However, they like it. Chimp getting a 3-second time penalty, so Gabby has something to fight for a little bit. Cesoi getting a 3-second time penalty. F1 Kid doesn't have to worry about anything behind anymore as much. There's a yellow flag that JCM spun on the exit of the final corner. Does he have damage? Well, it hasn't caused it hasn't caused a safety car, at least. WaveJ and Yengaboy have fought in turn 2. And WaveJ is ahead of Yengaboy, so WaveJ is up at the P10. Acer Mats is ahead of Wizzyboy going into turn 4 as well. So he's up at the P6, but Wizzyboy, of course, has no penalties. There are only a few drivers who have no penalties, and that's Chesney, Wave, Wizzy, DC, who Acer Mats spins in front of him. Just completely, Asamat drops down to P14. He's gonna drop down to P15, maybe not just ahead of Tessa, just about ahead of Tessa. But either Wizzyboy spun him, or he went on the elevated curb on the inside of turn 16, which I think he did, because it was so dramatic spin, such a dramatic spin. Out of nowhere, I think he just went on that curb, and now I think Asamat is gonna just retire. I mean, I guess no point. Or maybe go for the fastest lap. Rob a fastest lap. Yeah, it is softs. Gabby overtakes Chimp. In the meantime, in front, Jason, 5 seconds up for spinning on the pit lane, probably retiring. Jason has retired. So Nikolai still in the front of DC. But the difference between ERSs is, well, they both have good amount of ERS to defend themselves for the final lap. DC has about 76%, Nikolai has about 50%, so both of them are good with ERS. F1 Gate has less than the three of them, but he doesn't really need to fight them. He can just watch them, and if they do a mistake, big mistake, then he can just pass through them and try and get away so that they won't be in his 3 seconds, as the Sonic Light almost bins it on the exit of turn 1, almost hit the wall, or went on the grass on the exit of turn 1, and now they to play their chicken, and DC is ahead of Sonic Light, but DC goes a low wide, does skating on the exit, and F1 Kid is in front of him, which is horrible news for DC. He doesn't even have DRS, and so F1 Kid is well, somehow he has found himself in the winning contention, well, on track at least. Chimp overtakes Gabby, of course, and Wizzy Boy almost loses it on the exit of turn 4 and 5. Drilla is gonna look for an overtake, but he didn't in the end, so he stays P7. DC, what is he gonna do? Because he needs to get ahead of F1 Kid ASAP. Needs to get ahead of F1 Kid ASAP as quickly as possible. Maybe not into turn 1, because turn 1 is not a great overtaking place. All of these guys have good amount of fuel, so they don't have to worry about that. F1 Kid not, well, getting a good exit, but better exit got DC. There's a yellow flag. That's the ASR mat spinning. Cesoi going into the pits, and DC overtakes F1 Kid into turn 3. A little bit of contact, I think, on the entry, but DC gets the move done on F1 Kid, and DC is up to P2. So Nikolai has a lot less ERS than DC, although still he has good amount of to defend of from. I feel like I kind of forgot about you.
No, me. Oh.
Yeah, you.
I thought you said me. Me.
Yeah, you.
Okay. Chesney said 1995.
Oh, VSC.
Says... Oh.
Well.
Wait.
Well.
Did Matt retire on track? Was that in the pits?
I don't know. There is carbon fiber on the track.
Anyways, Chesney says he thought like Wizzy let Matt by because he was worried about Matt turning in on him. Yeah. Yeah.
As Matt left the session, and is that the only thing that you have to say?
I don't know.
You want me to? You want me to?
Yeah,
continue,
please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. VSC should be ending soon. Should be at least, but this gives a perfect opportunity for Sonic Light to save some ERS. Well, pretty much for everyone, but the most importantly is for Sonic Light, as the VSC should be ending soon. Should be ending pretty much now, as we're almost going. Yeah, DRS has been enabled, so we are back racing, and DC of course still has a DRS, but both of them have the ERS, a lot of ERS to defend from, which puts in a Sonic Light in a better position. He just needs to find that pace and maybe somehow get behind DC so that he's gonna get the DRS for the final lap and just cruise past him into turn 4, or get a very good exit of turn 3 if he's gonna overtake him there. DC doesn't want to overtake Sonic Light into turn 3. He wants to save this move to the final lap. Sonic Light going a little bit too much on the inside, I would say. And DC, I don't think he's gonna be going for the move again into turn 4. No, he doesn't. He just wants to keep this as it is. It's the final lap of the race, and they're going side by side, but DC backs out of it. Yeah, DC.
It's not the final lap of the race.
Huh?
You said it was You said it's the final lap of the race.
To the final lap of the race.
Oh, I thought you said it's the final lap of the race. Oh, okay.
No. Otherwise, I'll be absolutely screaming.
Oh, alright.
DC or lap 34 out of 36. DC is closing in on Sonic Light out of nowhere somehow, and now onto the back straight, or to the main straight, you could say. And they're going side by side. Of course, neither of them wants to keep up the DRS. causing a little bit of a hazard for F1 Kid, because he was just going full throttle behind them, and they're again going side by side. Neither are gonna want to give or be ahead. Might be just F1 Kid just going full send in front. DC goes a little bit wide, still going side by side between the two. DC and Sir Nikolai, a little bit of contact, a little bit of argy-bargy, but DC somehow has managed to be in front of Sir Nikolai. Cesoi retires in pits, so no safety car should be there, and as well with pretty much the leaders almost going to the penultimate lap of the race. It should be just pedal to the metal and full throttle to the finish line.
Right.
Yeah, misspelled there. Sir Nikolai, what's he gonna do? I don't think he's gonna be trying to overtake DC into turn 3 or turn 4. Sir Nikolai goes to the right, but he doesn't want to overtake him. DC is dead. Sir Nikolai goes aggressive on the curb on the inside of turn 3. He's a little bit of ERS. I don't think he should be using ERS that much. Sir Nikolai, well, if you're gonna catch up too much to the car in front, but you're not gonna overtake him and use ERS, then it's kind of pointless usage of ERS, as Gabby and Chimp
Cesoi has such a massive advantage.
Yeah, he has. I mean, just...
Yeah, such a big advantage.
Yeah, but by just having probably the confidence compared to Sir Nikolai, and as well with ERS, he can just dump everything, literally everything, to the 3 corners, whilst Sir Nikolai is kind of relying on the left ERS that he has, and DRS as well. As we go to the final lap of the race, Kid is going to have a semi-good view out of this from behind, but from him I'm not going to see the ERS usage, and of course both of them are dumping the ERS. F1 gets POV. DC, is he going to be defending the inside? He's kind of defending the inside. Sir Nikolai doesn't decide to send it into turn 3 yet. Sir Nikolai dumping ERS. He doesn't get the grace of exits out of the turn 3 into turn 4. Is he gonna send it? Is he gonna try and send it like Danny Ricciardo style? No, he doesn't. DC defends it beautifully going into turn 4. Sir Nikolai still sort of trying. He's literally lighting up behind F1 Kid. Whatever I'm trying to say, and to the final sector of the race, DC, he should win this if he doesn't win it by just going over one of the white lines or spinning it. Turn 9 and then into the final corner of the Grand Prix. DC doesn't get a penalty, and DC is gonna win for the 4th time in the season in a row here in HRF1. He is the Grand Prix winner of Austria, or the Austrian Grand Prix winner, I should say. 4th time consecutive, and absolutely obliterates again the field. Sir Nikolai in P2. A very good effort by him. I mean, I don't think me or you or anyone would have expected him to do so well in this race, having just out of nowhere this pace. Would have you?
No, like Nikolai, I'd say he's my pick for driver of the day. I'd say, yeah.
F1 Kids 3rd. Beautiful, good result as well for him. Wizzy Boy 4th, Chimp 5th, Wave Dre 6th, Drilla 7th, Chesney P8, Gabby P9, Dylan finishes off in P10, and then Yingama P11, Rob P12, Gally P13, and TLW P14 if he wants to bloody finish the fucking race, man. Go on, cross the goddamn line, man.
What is he doing, man?
The donuts are supposed to be made to the final race of the season. But yeah, a very good race, of course, as it is a norm for Austria to be, with the amount of DRS zones and that, and just DRS flipping trains and that. You know, but yeah, for the 4th time in the season, 4 out of 4, it is DC once again winning the the Grand Prix. This time it is Austrian Grand Prix. And Aston Martin extend their championship lead in the constructors, even though Galli didn't score any points in the race. And of course, DC extends his championship lead over F1 Kid now, who is going to be jumping Zinc as he didn't score any sort of points. Yeah, that's the results. Drive today. You already said your driver today is going to be Nikolai.
What do you think?
Well, since Josh has said to me that I need to pick 3 nominees, I'll say, well, so Nikolai is going to be 1. Second one, probably, well, maybe F1 Kid from having not a great start in the beginning. And then coming back with some sort of a lucky safety car, getting back up to P3 and finishing P3. So those 2, and then probably, let's say, I mean, I wouldn't really pick DC because he didn't dominate this race. I mean, he was in the fight.
He got pole by a large margin.
I mean, 1.5 cents. It's not that big, but I mean, still a big margin in here. But not, if you really think about it, it's not that big. But my third pick would probably be Chimp. I would say finished P5 or was it P4? From P8.
Wizzy Boy was P4, no?
I can't remember.
I think the order was DC, Nikolai, F1 Kid, then Wizzy Boy. I would have gone Nikolai, Cesoi, and Wizzy Boy, but that's me. But yeah, to each their own. Yeah, Wizzy Boy P4. Bob says that's DC's engineer.
Okay. Like I said, of course, Austria. It was pretty eventful as well with that many DRSs and that. Next race for F1, it is gonna be Zandvoort, Netherlands, the track where pretty much, you could say it exists in the F1 calendar because a big part of, is because of Max Verstappen, let's be real. The sort of second Monaco, you could say, a lot faster than Monaco. An old school track, you should say, because there is not a lot of runoff. And it is the complete opposite with penalties, as you won't be seeing a lot of them in that race. But if someone gets a 3-second time penalty, I'm gonna be concerned because you can't really get penalties there, like track penalties.
If you get a 3 seconds, like if you leave the track, you're in the gravel. There's no you know what I mean?
Or grass.
That's what it is in Zandvoort. I don't really like it. I don't like it.
I mean, it is a track that is downforce heavy, so and their ERS saving is absolutely horrible. You almost won't be saving any sort of ERS. But next race is Zandvoort, Netherlands. Normal race weekend, no sprints, so no SQ, no sprints, like I said. And we will see a 5th consecutive win for DC, this time in Zandvoort. We will see next week in Zandvoort. So ciao.
Before we go, the finishing order with in-game penalties was DC, Nikolai, F1 Kid, Wizzy Boy, Chimp, Wave, Driller, Chesney, Gabby, Dylan, Jenga, Rob, Galley, and TLW FC.
TLW, just call them TLW. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest were DNFs. So
Hmm.
yeah. So do you have anything else to say? Do you have anything else to say?
Just goodbye.
Yeah. So ciao. See you next week.